Welcome to my channel. My name is Lita with Lita Fajita Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite accessories, the Trinity headband. For this project, you're going to need a 5mm and a 5.5mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle, a pair of scissors, and any weight 4 yarn. I've tried quite a few weight 4 yarns that I liked, and so I'll go ahead and link to some of those below. Start with your 5mm hook, make a slip knot, and then chain 5. Then single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and continue to single crochet all the way across for a total of 4 single crochets. Chain 1 to turn, and then you'll begin making your single crochets into the back loop only. Skip the turning chain and single crochet into the back loop only of the first single crochet from the previous row. Continue to back loop only single crochet all the way across the row for a total of 4 single crochets. Chain 1 and turn. You'll repeat the last row, single crocheting in the back loop only of all 4 single crochets across the row. This is how you make the ribbed band. As you continue working, you'll notice that the ribbing starts to build up. You'll want to make an odd number of these that fit all the way around your head. I have an average female size head, and I made 83 rows. Go ahead and meet me back when you're done. Alright, I've made it to the end of row 83, and so now what we need to do is go ahead and make your turning chain, and then we're going to start working into the side of the ribbing. We want to put 1 single crochet per row of ribbing. And so go ahead and find the little hole in this row, which is right here, and place a single crochet. And then find the little hole. It doesn't really have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that there's 1 single crochet per row. And then I'm going to put my next one right here. So you'll just want to do that all the way down the side, and then meet me back when you're done. I took a little break here to pet my cat Rosa. This is her favorite blanket. She has not stopped making biscuits since we got this blanket. Okay, I've made it to the end. I have 83 single crochets here along the side, and that's because I have 83 rows. And so now I'm gonna switch hooks to my 5.5mm hook. Make my turning chain, and then turn my work. And this row is where we start the Trinity stitch. So when you do a row of Trinity stitches, you always want your first stitch to be a single crochet. So let's go ahead and make a single crochet right here. Now we start the Trinity stitch repeat, and you always want to start by going into the last stitch you made. So I'll be going into my single crochet, pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then go into one more stitch. So you go into 3 stitches, including the last one you made, and then the next 2. You get 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4, and then chain 1. Okay, and you just repeat that all the way across. So go back into the last stitch you made, pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, and into the next one, and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. And so keep doing that until you get to your very last Trinity stitch repeat, and I'll show you how to end the row. Alright, so now we're back at the end, and as you see, there are 1, 2, 3 holes exactly for us to go into, and then there's this little turning chain right here. So let's go into our previously worked stitch, pull up a loop, into the next one, pull up a loop, into the next one, pull up a loop. Sorry if my cat's making sounds. Yarn over, pull through all 4. And then instead of chaining 1 now, we're going to put a single crochet into this last stitch. And that completes our first row of Trinity stitches. So every row is always going to start and end with the single crochet. The next row will be the exact same repeat, so go ahead and make a turning chain, turn your work. Start off with the single crochet. Then insert your hook into the previous stitch, pull up a loop, into the next one, pull up a loop, into the next one, and this, if that's a little bit tricky, that's okay. It's because it's the chain from your last stitch. You will want to try to use a little bit looser of a tension so that it's not too hard to get into that chain. And now you have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, and then we begin the repeat. So this row is going to be exactly like the last row. We're back to the end of the second row, and so just like last time, we're going to insert our hook into the previous stitch, pull up a loop, next stitch, pull up a loop, and next stitch, and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4, and put a single crochet into that same stitch. Now, there will be a total of 8 rows of Trinity stitch on this headband. We've done 2, so you'll need to go ahead and repeat this 6 more times until you have 8 rows of Trinity stitch, and then meet me back and I'll show you how to finish off the body. We're on our last row of Trinity stitches, so we're going to go ahead and finish this row off. And now it's time to change hooks again. We're changing back to our 5mm hook. We're going to make a turning chain, turn our work, and then we're going to single crochet across every stitch in this row. We should have a total of 83 single crochets if you did 83 rows of ribbing down here at the bottom. If you did a different number, then your number of single crochets here at the top should correspond with that number. So for example, if you did 87 rows, you'll have 87 single crochets up here. Okay? And go ahead and meet me back when you're done with that, and I'll show you how to do the second ribbed band. I finished my row of single crochets, and now it's time to start the second band of ribbing. We're going to make this band of ribbing attached to the project, and the way that you do that is you chain the amount of stitches that need to be in the ribbing plus 1 for a turning chain. Okay, so I have not made my turning chain yet. We need 4 stitches in this band of ribbing plus a turning chain, so I'm going to chain 5. Try to move this so you can see it better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now we'll turn our work. And we're going to make single crochets into this chain, and so we'll start with the second chain from the hook. We need to make 4 single crochets. And then when we have our 4 single crochets, we're going to slip stitch into this first stitch right here, and then into this second stitch. Okay, and then turn our work, and so we are working sideways now against the body. So we're going to go ahead and do a back loop only single crochet into these 4 main stitches of the ribbing. So you'll need to skip over these 2 slip stitches that you did. I find it easiest to count from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I know where to place my single crochet. And so you do have to finagle it a little bit. You're gonna have this weird little line right here. That is totally fine. It's not very visible when you're done with the project. All right, and then we will go ahead and continue to do back loop only single crochets. Okay, so I've done 4 back loop only single crochets. Make a turning chain, turn your work, and then we will do the back loop only single crochets back down. You'll make 4 of them. And now that we're back down by the body, we need to slip stitch into this third single crochet. So we've already slip stitched into the first two. We're going to slip stitch into single crochet number 3 and into single crochet number 4. Turn our work. Count 4 single crochets from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this is where we're going to place our first back loop only single crochet. Place a back loop only single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Place a back loop only single crochet into the next 4 stitches. And then slip stitch into single crochet number 5 from your previous row and into single crochet number 6 from your previous row. And so you can see that it's starting to form a little ribbing here. We're going to repeat the same pattern all the way across the length of the headband, making sure to always slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and don't accidentally slip stitch into a stitch you've already slip stitched into. Okay, so go ahead and meet me back when you've reached the end. I've just finished row number 82 of the ribbing, and the last row is just going to go up. It's not going to come back down. And so the only thing we're going to do differently starting this row is that we are going to just do 1 slip stitch into this very last single crochet here. We're not going to do a second slip stitch. Okay, so go ahead and turn your work. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to back loop only single crochet into this stitch. And now we're ready to finish the headband. There are 2 ways that you can finish the headband. There's a straight ending and there's a twist ending. If you're doing the straight ending, then do not fasten off here. I'll go ahead and show you how to do the straight ending. Before you start your straight ending, decide which side of your project you would like to be the right side and which side you would like to be the wrong side. It doesn't really matter which side you choose. If you have maybe some spots where the yarn is tied or something like that, or just something that you don't like as much, then you can make that your wrong side. So this is going to be my right side, and what I'm going to do is fold the right sides together. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and then we're just going to slip stitch this closed. And so how you do that go ahead and insert your hook into this first single crochet right here, and also into this last one that you made. Slip stitch it closed. And then you'll just go straight down the entire length of the headband. I've made these stitches a little bit tight. I think these are my chains actually. And slip stitch it closed. And you'll do that all the way down until you reach the end. And then you'll be able to fasten off and weave in your ends. Now, I'm actually going to do the twist ending on this headband, so I'm gonna undo all of this. And if you're doing the twist ending, go ahead and fasten off, but make a long tail. So I like to just tie a little knot like that. Actually, I'm gonna undo my turning chain. We don't need a turning chain here. Okay. And so then I'm gonna bring this back through and tie it into a knot. I'll go ahead and thread my needle. And you still want to have the right sides together. So, you are actually going to take the two sides and you'll want to move them to where they can fold over on themselves exactly in half. So this is folded exactly in half now, and then I need to fold the other side exactly in half over it. And folding it like this is what creates that twist effect. And to tie it, I'm gonna go ahead and insert my needle into the very last stitch that I made, and then into this stitch right here that's on the very end of my fold, and then into the very first stitch that I made on this folded over side. I'm gonna leave this tail out so that I can weave it in later, and then make sure that it's folded nice and tight, and go into the very next stitch from this side. So this is the same side that's just folded over, and you want to be going into the stitches next to each other. And then I'm gonna pull my needle with the yarn all the way through, and I'm gonna sew my entire side like this, making sure that every single time I catch all 4 layers, my camera stopped for a little bit there, sorry about that, but I'm still working my way through this this second layer of stitches, and so I have made sure to catch all 4 layers, and I'm just going to bring the needle all the way through. And so I'm gonna keep going like this all the way down this side, and I'll meet you back when I'm done. I'm at the end now, and I'm going to sew back through each of these layers one more time just to be safe. And so I'm looping my thread around through the top, and at this point there are only 3 layers to pull through because my 4th layer ended the stitch before this. But in the next stitch, I do have 4 layers to go through. Okay, so make sure you've gone through all 4. And you'll sew all the way back up to here. I'm back sewing back this way, and now it's time to weave in my ends, and so I just took this out of the needle real quick. I'm gonna tie it to the other end that I'm weaving. This is just something that I like to do that helps me feel like it's more secure. I'm gonna thread this back into the needle. And I'm just gonna sort of lightly bring it through a few rows in the top of my stitches. You don't want to put it in too deep because then it might be visible on the other side, which is the side that will show when you're wearing it. And so I want it to be in the middle of the headband whenever I cut it short. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. Since this one's a little shorter, it helps me to just put my needle through a few stitches before I thread the needle. And then I can thread it while it's down here closer to the yarn. Pull it all the way through. And cut the tail short. Now the headband is done and ready to wear. You'll just turn it inside out. And there you go, you have your twist ending Trinity headband. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more. Bye!